I've come to realize that most people are unhappy with their life, not because of things like money, health, finances, stuff like that. But most people are unhappy with their life because they are not being able to achieve the things they said they will achieve. They have not been able to achieve the things they said they would do. And this is one of the reasons that is keeping majority of the population unhappy today. Now, if you keep certain stuffs like health goals, financial goals, but never get to meet those goals or never get to meet those achievements you want to make, the chances of living a happy life is almost zero. So what most of us do is we set new goals and then we get more frustrated and angry when all we could have done is change our approach towards those goals. Instead of changing your goals every single time you cannot achieve it, ask yourself, what habits in my life can I change to make myself better? How do I approach this from a different angle? So today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key lessons from the book Atomic Habits by James that will help you build better habits and finally achieve the results you've always wanted to achieve. And don't worry, I've left a link in the description for those of you who are like me that prefer the hard copy of the book. I've left the link in the description for you. You can use that to order a copy of this book for yourself. Now, let's get right into the video. Now, the first on our list is focus on systems and not goals. Focus on systems and not goals. Now, imagine trying to build a house and all you are fixated about is the finished product. You are fixated about finishing the house, building the house, how the house will look. And you do not put thoughts to the process of building the house, the contracting, the architectural design, and stuff like that. Chances of that house ever coming to reality is slim to none. Even the Bible says that which of you wants to build a house does not first sit down to count the cost, does not first sit down to build the system for it. Now, unfortunately, this is what most of us do. We focus on our goals alone. Meanwhile, the real secret to achieving those goals lies in the system we build around it, lies in the things we do in our life daily. Don't get me wrong, goals are important, but daily habits, the systems we build, are what actually gets those goals to become reality. As a business owner, I can tell you for free that setting up systems in your business, in your finances, would make you achieve your goals even faster than you can imagine. As James Clear explains in page 23, says you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. So instead of obsessing over the end result, which is the goal, ask yourself, what are the habits that I need to change? What are the things I need to do? What are the habits do I need to put in place to make the success inevitable? Now, point number 2 is the power of tiny little changes. Now, 2 years ago, I wanted to drop my weight, so I was always at the gym every single day. And after 2 weeks, I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. Then I quit. Well, not until I realized that big transformations don't just come from massive changes overnight or trying to overhaul the entire process overnight. It's making tiny changes every day and along the way. It's just like trying to pull down a building or pull down a brick. The first hit doesn't bring down the building. It is your continuous effort making tiny cracks on the wall every day. Most of the times is what brings the result. Now, one of the things this book teaches you is that small, consistent improvements, even if it's just 1%, can lead to huge results over a period of time. Now, you can find this in chapter 1 and page 16. Now, this is called the power of compound effect. Now, I need you to imagine this. Imagine every day you got just 1% better. At the end of every year, you would have been 37 times better. Now, this is easier because you are doing one step at a time. You see, tiny habits compound over time, leading to big impacts. But when you're trying to achieve all at once, it becomes massive. It becomes too bogus for you, and you end up not achieving that goal at the end of the day. But if you can take it one step at a time, achieving the goal becomes quite easy, quite easier than we would have thought. Now, point number 3 is make habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. Now, this is what James Clear calls the 4 laws of behavioral change in chapter 3 of this book. Now, he says in order for you to build good habits, you need to make them obvious, you need to make them attractive, you need to make them easy, and you need to find a way to enjoy it. You need to make it satisfying. For example, when I made up my mind to take in more water than I usually do, I decided to make it attractive. So I got myself one of these fancy little bottles and I fill it up every morning and I place it on my desk. That way it is always in my face. Now, the beauty about this bottle is that is that it's got markers on the body of it. That's the way it shows me my progress, and it's kind of rewarding to see that you are actually making progress at the end of the day. So I will recommend this board. So I will leave a link for you in the description of this video if you want to check it out. But you see, bottom line is, trying to implement any new habit, you should find a way to just enjoy the process. If not, you're going to get burnt out, you're going to get tired, and you're going to eventually fall out of the process. Now, lesson number 4 is the power of our environment. Now, I saw this video recently by Pastor Sam Adeyemi. I need you to watch this.
However good your seed is, the soil will still determine its yield. Environment is just environment. Like they say in leadership about this species of the shark. When you put it in an aquarium, the longest it ever grows to be is 6 inches. It doesn't grow more than that. And however long it may have stayed in the aquarium, when you take it and throw it into the ocean, it grows to full size. That's the power of the environment. And I say there's something similar between humans and that shark. In some environments, a human being will just not be able to unleash their potential, period.
One of the biggest influences on our habits is our environment. If you hang around 9 people who aren't serious, or 9 people who are not serious with their goals, if you hang around 9 people who don't want to achieve anything, you automatically become the 10th unserious person in the group. You automatically become the 10th poor person in the group if you hang around 9 poor people. Even Jesus gave a parable in the Bible. He says, a sower goes out and he sows a seed. The seeds were good seeds, but most of the seeds fell on thorns, some fell on land, some fell on good soil. All of them were good seeds, but they fell in the wrong environment, and the environment they found themselves determined the kind of growth they will have. The kind of growth they will have. You see, the environment they find themselves all determine what they will actually produce at the end of the day. I'll give you an example again. If you want to stop scrolling on social media, put your phone in a different room while walking. Or one of the things I do, I use this app called Opal, and it blocks out every app that I don't want to use, especially in the period of time when I need maximum concentration. You just need to find a way to achieve these goals, because you see, simple changes like this can actually lead to massive impact on your overall behavior. Lesson number 5 is identity-based habits. One thing I've come to realize is that life is not all about in the getting, but in the becoming. Who are you becoming at the end of the day? So instead of focusing on what you want to achieve, focus on what you will become from what you will achieve. I don't know if that makes sense. Focus on, if I lose weight, who will I become? If I achieve this goal, who will I become from achieving this goal rather? You see, when you form habits that align with your identity, they become much more easier to achieve and even much more easier to maintain. Because what happens is that for every single time you reinforce that identity through small positive actions, you strengthen your habit and you become a better person. You become the person you want to be. Now, finally, these 5 lessons from Atomic Habits can actually help you build habits and over time transform your life. Now, you need to remember this. It is not about the huge, overwhelming changes. It is about the tiny improvements and creating systems that work for you. Remember, what works for me might not work for you. So it's creating a system that will work for you. Now, if you want to read more about all we've just discussed today, I've left a link in the description for this book, and I would really like you to go get one for yourself. I hope this video helps you, and I'll see you in my next video. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and be part of the family. Take care for now. Bye.